Martina Navratilova tells Eala one area where she really needs to improve. Eala is impressive but still has a lot of room for improvement, according to tennis legend Martina Navratilova. Now 32nd, Eala recently climbed to 31st in the world rankings amid her bright start to the 2026 season, which includes a quarter-final run in Dubai. The 20-year-old has a 10-6 record as she enters Indian Wells, the latest WTA 1000 tournament in the schedule. Navratilova has now shared her verdict on the Filipina star, who has quickly become one of the most popular players in world tennis. Martina Navratilova thinks Eala must improve her serve. Navratilova told the WTA website of Eala, "She's crafty. She's a good lefty. She uses her variety nicely. I think where she can improve the most is her serve, or make it pay off more. She needs a bigger serve and bigger kick. She's got the slice down pat. Just believe and hold her ground. She is slight of build, so it's harder for her to absorb all that pace. But I think she can beef up a little and punch up that serve." Eala can definitely improve her serve, but patience is required when it comes to the 20-year-old, who has already impressed a lot in her relatively brief career so far. Along with over 200 wins on the WTA Tour, Eala has enjoyed a stunning rankings rise, and is currently just one spot behind her career high. Martina Navratilova loves Victoria Mboko's crazy rise. Eala isn't the only youngster that has caught the eye of Navratilova, who has also been really impressed by Victoria Mboko. The Canadian star is a top 10 player at the age of 19, while she already boasts 2 titles on the WTA Tour. Navratilova said of Mboko, "Her rise has been very meteoric, just crazy. She's a great athlete and she doesn't have many weaknesses. Solid on both wings, moves well. Her biggest thing was being injured. She was strapped up like crazy at the Australian Open in Doha. I thought she was going to default, and she kept winning. She's a competitor. I think she embraces the challenge. And technically solid, there's nothing to break down in her game. Good shot selection. She's got choices. Her tennis IQ is working well, and she's just getting started." Mboko will enter Indian Wells with a 13-4 record, recently reaching the Qatar Open final, which she lost to Karolina Muchova. Like Eala, Mboko has enjoyed a superb rise in a short space of time, with both players certain to cause chaos at Indian Wells, both on and off the court. That will likely be particularly true for Eala, who is set to once again attract a huge following in California and subsequently the Miami Open. She truly introduced herself to the WTA Tour at the tournament last year, reaching the semifinals after wins over the likes of Iga Swiatek and Madison Keys. When Martina Navratilova speaks about tennis, the sport listens. Not because she demands attention, though she easily could, but because her voice carries the weight of experience carved into center court grass, pressed into hard courts under stadium lights, and etched forever into the history books. She has seen champions rise, falter, reinvent themselves, and conquer again. So when she turns her gaze toward a young talent like Eala and offers advice, it is not criticism. It is inheritance. This is a story about one such moment, not a scolding, not a lecture, but a passing of wisdom. The meeting of generations. The practice court was quiet except for the rhythmic thud of balls against strings. Alex moved with fluidity, compact swings, disciplined footwork, a left-handed forehand that whipped across the net with confidence. Her timing was crisp. Her backhand, especially down the line, carried the kind of precision that makes coaches nod in approval. Martina stood courtside, arms folded, eyes sharp. She recognized something familiar in Alex, not just the left-handed advantage, but the calm fire. The look of someone who understands that tennis is both chess and war. When the session ended, Martina didn't rush to speak. She waited until Alex approached, towel draped over her shoulders, breathing steady but thoughtful. "You've got the strokes," Martina began. "You've got the work ethic. And you understand patterns." She paused, the kind of pause that makes the next sentence matter. "But there's one area where you really need to improve." Alex didn't flinch. She leaned in. "Your net game. Why the net still matters." In an era dominated by baseline rallies and punishing topspin exchanges, Many young players build fortresses behind the baseline. The modern game rewards power, endurance, and consistency from the backcourt. But Martina, whose career was defined by her attacking instincts, knew something timeless. Champions finish points. Martina revolutionized serve and volley tennis in her era. She turned forward movement into an art form, cutting off angles, shrinking time, and forcing opponents to react rather than dictate. Even as the sport evolved, the principle remained: versatility wins championships. Right now, Martina explained, you construct points beautifully. But when you get the short ball, you hesitate. You let opponents recover. At the highest level, that hesitation costs matches. Alex nodded slowly. She knew it was true. There were moments, break points, momentum swings, when she earned the advantage but chose safety over assertion. She trusted her ground strokes to finish what aggression could have ended sooner. Martina wasn't asking her to become a serve and volley specialist. She was asking her to expand her arsenal. The net isn't just a place you visit, Martina said. It's a weapon. The psychological barrier. Improving at the net isn't only technical, it's psychological. From the baseline, players feel control. The court is wide. Reaction time is longer. Mistakes feel recoverable. At the net, everything speeds up. The margin shrinks. A half-second of doubt becomes a passing shot. Martina understood that fear intimately, and she conquered it decades ago. You can't approach halfway, she told Alex. If you're coming in, commit. Split step strong. Own the space. Alex thought about the matches where she hovered in transition, stuck between the baseline and the service line. Vulnerable. Unsure. That was the real issue, not skill but conviction. Technical adjustments. Martina's critique was specific, not vague. First volley positioning. Alex often approached with good depth but failed to close decisively. Martina emphasized taking 2 aggressive steps forward after the approach shot to cut off angles. Compact backswing at the net, long swings are liabilities. Martina demonstrated how a simple punch, guided by firm wrists and balanced posture, can redirect pace efficiently. Anticipation over reaction. Read the shoulders, Martina said. Don't wait for the ball to tell you where it's going. Serve +1 aggression rather than rallying immediately after a strong serve. Martina encouraged Alex to follow up forward more often, especially on wide serves that pulled opponents off court. These weren't criticisms of weakness. They were refinements of potential. The modern game and adaptation. Tennis today is faster and more physically demanding than ever. But even in this power era, all-court players thrive. Look at the champions who blend baseline consistency with opportunistic net play. The ability to finish at the net shortens matches, preserves energy, and adds unpredictability. Martina's own career was proof of evolution. Though most associate her with grass court dominance, she